first thing I don't want to do, so put some leather on your leg. Take a bobber, could be antler or copper. And hit right here, see if we can get a fairly large flake off. So I'm going to do this quick as I can without breaking it. Switch to a smaller bobber. Now, what I'm going to do today is going to be a smaller blade for utility work. So first thing you're going to want to do is protect yourself. Put some leather on your leg. Take a bobber, could be antler or copper. And hit right here, see if we can get a fairly large flake off. So I'm going to do this quick as I can without breaking it. Switch to a smaller bobber. And like I said, we're going to make this one fairly small, so I'm going to take off about this much. Keep the blade small. If you're new to knapping, don't try to go this fast. Take your time and know your angles, set them up right, take the flakes off. We make that smaller. Smaller meaning thinner and shorter. Let's switch to a smaller one. Smaller.
Wayfair helps all of us create a home we love.
The Wayfair vibe at our place, Western.
But we all got.
So as I go along, I'm just making it smaller and smaller. I want it small enough to fit in that handle. So it's a tiny handle. I'm going to want it small enough and comfortable enough to use for utility work, whether that be a small game, fish, or even just opening packages. I don't want it too long either, because with a smaller handle, if it's too long and you're applying pressure, it might break right here. Just working the edge. Just going faster. So this is more of the size I was thinking. Just straighten up the edges a little bit. Okay. So I think I'm going to stop with the percussion here. What I'm going to do is grind all the edges all the way around. Give myself areas to pressure flake on here. Now we're going to see how well that fits in. Pretty good, but it has to go a little bit thinner in the base. Now, copper on that end, caribou antler on that end. So what I'm doing is pressure flaking on the opposite side. I'm creating these little serrations right at my fingertip there. You can do that all the way down your cutting edge. Indirect, just for one spot here. Okay. Go back to pressure flaking. Now, something like this you don't want too thin with obsidian, because if you try to use obsidian when it's too thin, it'll snap. It's basically glass. You can get splinters working obsidian.
There are never enough hours in a day, but with NAU Online, I can earn my degree while keeping home.
All right, crew, are you ready? Yeah!
And one thing you could do with this is you could make a neck knife, which I tend to not do with obsidian because it's so sharp. But when you haft it in, like that, you could drill a little hole through here, put it on a necklace, and wear it around your neck, but you're going to want a sheath for this to cover it, to make sure you don't get cut. I'm just going a little slow here for the camera, but all I'm doing is sharpening up the edges, making it really, really sharp. So the next thing I'm going to do on this is put a notches, probably right in here. And I'm going to do it at an angle because I find the corner notches are stronger than the notches that go straight in. I'm just going to do that real quick. I don't want these to go too deep either, because like I said, if you're working with obsidian, it'll break at weak spots. So it'll break right there. So you don't want to make it, you don't want to make those too deep. Just enough to get a secure tie-in. All right. One more spot here. All right. So just a real quick corner notch from obsidian. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to add a glue in here. Make sure this fits. Fits pretty good. Tie it. And let it dry. Now you could use any kind of glue in here to make that secure. And I like to wrap it with sinew. I'm going to grind this edge down just a little to keep it flush. But you wrap with sinew, make sure it's wrapped on the bone, on the antler, on the wood, whatever. And make sure it's really glued in there. And I'll show you what this can do as soon as it's dried up and how well these work. Okay, so it's not completely dry yet. But I'm going to use a bait fish and just clean them a little bit. If the glue is dry enough, I'll just do it gentle because it's not dry yet. And I'm not going to show the guts, but you just pull the guts out now. And then you could use him as catfish bait, because I'm not going to eat him. But yeah, that works. You can see clean cut. Clean cut. And it's a little utility knife for you. Cut meat too, look at that. So one of the things I've found is that stone knives cut a little different than your modern knife. It's razor sharp, but what you want to do is you want to poke in first with the tip. So you poke in, then you cut. With this, it's easy enough to just cut like that. But if you're trying to get a clean cut down this way, you could go in this way, poke in, and then zip, or go in this way and zip. Hope you guys liked this video. We made this little highly portable, highly effective obsidian stone knife. Be back soon with new videos, guys. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon so you get notified. And I will see you soon. Thanks, guys.
Start your day at Over Easy with sunshine and delicious food. Indulge in breakfast classics like fluffy pancakes or try waffle dog with several valley locations.
So I'm following the sound. There.
Yeah,
That looks nice.
that's good flint. Super salty, super thick bacon. I'm not eating that. I think this will be good for a few days. So we stopped to just cook up some potatoes. And I look over here. And that's flint. I just randomly found flint fire pit. The hell?
Is it good?
Yeah.
Test it.
Not sure what kind of flint this is. Might be like basalt, I don't know. I don't know of anything that's black like this around here. I'm gonna test it. That's flint. Do one more. Yeah,
That looks nice.
that's good flint. Huh. So, this is what good flint looks like. There's no arced edges or anything, so this is not an artifact. This piece right here could easily turn into an arrowhead. I have no idea what kind of flint this is. I'll have to look into it. And I realized there were shards of flint sticking out of the ground. So I get out of the SUV and I'm setting up camp. And I'm looking around and there's evidence of people making stone tools there. There's flakes, there's little knives, there's little hide scrapers, there's just tools everywhere at this campsite. I pulled in here, and right here was a bunch of flakes for cutting and skinning. And here's where we were cooking. And all around there was skinning tools. And over here where Leah was sitting, I started to notice some hide scraping tools. So here's the fire pit, and all of these are tools. Like, here's a knife. That's a knife. There's little, scrapers everywhere. And just look, it just goes and goes. And we're literally sitting on these tools. I believe it's a type of rhyolite in North Carolina here. I did some research and I found that there was flint in the creek, and I got really excited because I've been looking for a fairly local source of flint that I could just, unlimited, without damaging anything, without messing up any archaeological sites, without, completely being ethical, just take it out of a creek or a river where it's, rocks like this. So I get down there and I found one and I busted it open and it's junk. It's some of the toughest stuff I've ever worked. It's very coarse. You can make cutting tools with it, but you can't do, the little bit I experimented with it, I did not like it. I wasn't able to get too much rhyolite. The stuff that I did get, I got maybe small pieces like that were decent. So I'm going to give you a little tip. Fire pit's soaking wet. I have a little bit of probably dry wood under the tarp. So if you ever camp and it starts raining, throw your tarp on top of your firewood. The other thing you can do is if you want to start a fire quickly, you look for a pine tree and you look for this. Now that's called, that's pine sap. And if you look at it, it's very sticky. Now I'll show you a little trick with this. So if you have dry stuff under the tarp and you have some pine pitch, it might be slightly damp, but the pine pitch should light enough to help you get that fire started. I have this arrow shaft carved out. Now what I'm gonna do, just put this as snug in there as I can. Make sure it's straight.